In this asylum, I run the place. I love the look on your face. In this asylum, I wish you well, 'cause I'll be standing at the gates of hell. With twisted thoughts of you and me, mixed with twisted imagery. Toxic love affair, and toxic goddamn air.
Hi guys, welcome to the American Ghost Hunters show for the third night in a row. I'm going to need a long sleep after this. It's been hectic. Sorry for the delay. My internet was being a pain, so I had to reset the box so I actually have decent connection. And if you can't see me, look, I'm down here in this little window. The reason why I'm down here in this little window is because I'm not as important tonight. What's important is Karen and Rodney and the board up there. So I'm just going to pass it over to my guests. Hi guys, how you doing?
Hey Alex, we're doing great.
Hi.
Hi. I must say you're looking really gorgeous tonight, Rodney.
Oh, so sweet.
And Karen, you look alright.
Yeah, that's okay. Hey everybody out there.
No,
thank you for joining us again.
you're equally as beautiful, and thank you guys for coming on the show again. Last time we did this, we got an amazing response from everybody. Obviously, there was a lot of people who were like, "Oh, you're gonna summon a demon," but you know, whatever. We didn't, so you know, you might be in luck this time.
That's
but
right.
it's not gonna happen. Karen knows what she's doing. I mean, she's been working with Ouija boards longer than probably I've been alive, so she knows what she's doing. Not much longer. Okay, just bear that in mind.
That's true. Okay.
So yeah, thank you to everyone tuning in, guys. Don't, like I said, don't panic. Nothing bad's gonna happen. We'll when we come to doing the readings, you'll see why. And if you do want a reading tonight, then please hold your questions for now, because we're gonna have a little bit more of a talk about the Ouija board and about what Karen's up to and stuff. And when we're ready to do the readings, I'll let you know. Okay. So one thing we didn't talk about, Karen, last time. Obviously, we talked about your YouTube channel. Did you get many people subscribing after the last show?
Sure did. Quite a few came on over and joined me there, and I think some of them even joined me on a live show I did last week there, as well as people that followed me there coming to this show this week. So hello to everybody. Yeah, thank you for joining me there. I think you'll have a good time, especially if you enjoy talking boards, spirit boards, Ouija boards. So yeah, it's awesome, Alex. Awesome.
Good. And I'm glad of that, because I mean, last time, I mean, there was a great response from everybody. All the readings were spot on, and it was a great night. But one thing we didn't talk about was the fact that you obviously, I mean, as well as being the Ouija board queen, you're also a writer. You write a lot about Ouija boards and your experiences and stuff. So I was wondering if you could talk about some of your books.
Oh, absolutely. So, you guys, I've written 3 books so far. I'm working on my 4th. But what I do is I keep copious notes, and I actually record all the sessions with an audio recorder, as well as you're here, we're doing it live, so I'm recording in multiple ways. And I also write down all the answers. So I use those notes when I write my books, and all 3 of the books I've written so far, and this 4th one I'm working on, are written with the help of the spirit beings, who we call the guides, who will be here tonight with you, and they're the ones that predominantly come through and bring forth the messages, as well as some of the messengers that will need to come through them. They're like what I would call my gatekeeper or bouncers, and what the spiritisms would call their control, and that's what they are. But they help me write my books in profound ways, not just through the board, but they've also taught me how to open up to feel them, hear them, and channel them directly, as well as through dreams and meditations and journaling. So I do keep copious notes. I've been keeping all my Ouija board notes since 1986, and that's when things really started transforming for me with the use of this tool. So I have, you can imagine, like, you know, pads of paper like this, just stacks and stacks of them in boxes I keep, and then I go through them and write the book. So one of the books, probably the one I'm most known for, is called The Spirits of Ouija, 4 Decades of Communication. And it's a book that actually talks about my whole journey in Odyssey, using this tool for, at that point, 40 years. So I'm going into my 46th year in July. This summer is when I started 46 years ago. So that book I have right here. It's this one, The Spirits of Ouija. It is my tell-all, and I talk about how to use this tool. It's more of a beginning Ouija book in terms of how to get this tool to work, different things that you can encounter, how to get to the point where you talk to animals or guides or angels or just the deceased people, and all kinds of information that I learned and gained from it over the years. This book, gosh, it's been out for, it'll be 6 years. This fall came out. And before that, I wrote a book called The Spirit of Creativity. This book is all about learning to access your creative self and employ it within your life, to learn to express, your greatest potential within, your abilities, because we all are very creative people, we just don't know it. But this book, you guys, interesting story, was written in 1996-97, but not published in 2012, and it was written with the help of my angel back then, and she'll come through tonight. She always comes through. But what's interesting is she said, in this book, do not talk about the Ouija board, do not talk about me or who you're talking to, because back then, you guys, 96, 97, there was a really big stigma on using the Ouija board to get your information. So I didn't mention it in this book. But the last book that I wrote, and this is The Spirit of Alchemy, and this one is really an advanced board on how to do this work, connect with your own guides, your own angels. Rodney was a big inspiration and help with this book. A lot of the work we do together is in here, but it's beyond just using the board. It teaches you how to use the board in deeper ways, but how to do it yourself without this tool. Because I truly believe that what we're doing here is doing nothing more, and this is what I've learned all these years, it's just using a tool. And it's truly what we're doing is activating our own abilities to bring out these messages. And what I like to call it is, this board you're seeing here, this tool, is nothing more than our permission slip to access these other realms. And you'll see what I mean as we go along tonight if you haven't seen this before. Yeah, go ahead, Rodney.
What is golden thread?
Well, I talk about in this book the golden thread. And the golden thread really is about what you find in your life that can actually weave through your life, that piece of you that's that greatest part within you that you can find and pull out. And we go through all this dross and lead in our life often, and we go into the dark night of our soul, the skeletons in our closet, things we don't want to look at. We begin to find the alchemy. We become the alchemist. We begin to transform things into the gold. That's what you're talking about. But so that book's written very poetically in one way. It's very much written from a right brain perspective, would you say?
Yeah, absolutely.
And we get into evil. We talk about what evil is. We talk about what love is. We talk about all these things that the guides channel directly through me, and then I put it into this book. So it's a group effort, to say the least. But thank you, guys.
Wait, one real quick. What's your new book going to be about?
Well, it's about consciousness, exploring, pretty much going into the rabbit hole of consciousness and how you can connect with all kinds of sentient beings in different dimensions. When we do these sessions, usually some of that will come up, especially when we start talking to the animals. So, thanks for asking.
Yeah.
Something you just mentioned about the poetic language just made me think of last time. The readings that were coming through were quite, in a way, poetic.
Yes.
And I was just wondering, could you explain why that actually is?
Absolutely. So the group of beings we speak to, who I call now the guides, they were originally, I called them by how they entered the board. And what I mean is, when they started talking through the board with me, they would move, the planchette would, for example, come into the moon or come in at the sun. And so I started naming it, the moon, the sun. They had different places where they entered. And what we found was, I considered the moon, and actually in all cultures, the moon is more of a feminine energy, so she tends to be more verbose and poetic, and you can feel that energy, that the poems, the prose coming through her, where the sun is more masculine and more direct and to the point. So when you get this poetic nature coming through, it's really more of that aspect of this collective group. It is a collective. They're androgynous. They really don't have a gender to them. They've never been born in this body. They're not human beings. They're of light, pure light energy of source wisdom. They come from that place of all that is. And so they do come through in ways that make sense to us and to you, because some people relate more to the right brain, some people relate more to the left brain. And when you ask your question, it's going to answer the best way, because it's going to read your vibration, and the best way to reach you, whichever brain or whichever manner works best for you to hear the messages.
Okay, perfect. I mean, I actually like the way the messages come through. It's because it just sounds good. It sounds nice to hear You know, I know it sounds strange, but because it's so poetic, it just sounds really nice. And another thing we didn't talk about much last time is the society that you're part of.
Yeah.
So was it the Talking Board Association of America? Is that it? I always
Close. It's Talking Board Historical
Historical,
Society.
that's it, yeah.
Ronnie and I are wearing our shirts. I'm one of the directors there. You've had on other directors on your show. I believe you've had Robert Murch on. You've had Calvin Van Crush on. I think you had Rick Streck on too. You've had several of us that are directors, that are members there, or VPs, or founding members. But what it is, you guys, it's a group of collectors, artists, authors, published authors, writers, historians. We're made up of a group of people that really are passionate about the Talking Board and its history. We preserve it, we dig it up, we discover it, and we share it in very public ways. And many of us, some of us, I should say, many of us collect. Actually, all of us collect. But some of us are even spokespeople for who get called to be part of movies and actually direct aspects of movies and consult for them. So it's really awesome. And Robert Murch is the founder of it. He's the chairman of the board, and then there's a bunch of different positions. But we are a 501c business, which means we are nonprofit. And so what we do is we raise money and we preserve and support the history. We've done gravestones, like the Elijah Bond stone. He's the guy who actually was the attorney who patented and trademarked the original Ouija. We also just did one recently, a year ago, last fall, for Helen Peters. She's the woman founder of the Ouija Board. Anything we can do, we put up plaques before we put on WouijaCon. We raise money. Everything you buy from us, the proceeds go to this nonprofit organization to support this mission. And we're really just about celebrating everything having to do with talking boards. So we're all very positive about it and enjoy this tool, whether it's for the collectability of it, for the historical aspect of it, or because some of us really like to use it, and I'm one of those.
Yeah. And
Well, you're kind of all of them.
Yeah, I love it all, right? I do.
So basically, I mean, we couldn't have two better people to do some Ouija board readings on our show, basically.
Thank you.
I couldn't
That's
say
very kind of you.
I mean, because obviously we've when we did this last time, we had people commenting, and we had a lot of people talking to us or commenting on things afterwards in relation to the show and talking about evil. And I mean, like the best comment was, there's enough evil in this world already, why are you using the Ouija board? All you're going to do is bring out more evil and all this crap. So I mean, are Ouija boards as evil as people make them out to be?
Well, it's so funny because I don't think masonite and cardboard and wood are evil. I mean, that's what this is. It's a non-material object. It's what I do. I would worry you guys about people. I would worry about the people you interact with in your life. That's where evil is. Evil resides in the hearts of humanity. Evil resides in the hearts of any kind of species, usually they're humanoid-like, that tend to conjure it up and create it themselves. That's not at all what a board does. A board is not inherently evil. A board is just what you see here. It's just a tool. That's it. It's like your cell phone. You get a crank phone call. You're going to throw your cell phone away because all of a sudden you got a bad call you didn't like? No, you're going to hang up. You don't have to. This is what I've learned. You don't have to engage with that, only if you choose to. You could sit in a room that's fully lit and then ask to speak to something negative if you want. Your intentions, and it's basically everything boils down to your vibration, is what's going to be drawn to you. You just get up in the morning, you're in a bad mood, your whole day will just continue to spiral in that way, and it's not because you have a board with you, it's because your own thoughts about your life and who you are or how you feel is going to attract more of that to you. It's the way how magnetics work, so you can call it that.
I also think,
what do you want to say?
I also think people give it to themselves as a gift for bad behavior. It's just the evil in me. I mean, everybody's evil at some level.
So it becomes an excuse.
An excuse.
A scapegoat.
Yeah.
Just when you go, I possibly couldn't be doing this. It's really up to your beliefs. This is what I say. It's your beliefs, your perceptions, your views, how you filter the world through your own personal filters, and it's all based upon, how you were raised, what you were taught, society values, your moral values, ethics. All those things go into this when you do this work, and you can create anything negative that you want to, and you can create positive things. And so what I choose to do with this tool, and I've just always done it this way, I didn't know any different, and I would say, Alex, This is because I was doing this in a vacuum. I started in 1973. There was no internet. And I had a good 20, 25 years before I was even on the internet to hear all the weird stuff you hear out there about it. I just did stuff in a vacuum, and it always worked really well for me, and that's how I approached it. And so if people want to learn to do it that way, then by all means come on over to my website and my YouTube channel and watch this show. And if you don't want to do it that way and you disagree, or you don't have to be a part of this, I totally respect that, because we all have our own views. And again, it's based on how you were raised, brought up, your environment. All that stuff goes into play. And one of the reasons why I always say Rodney is so good at using this tool, and that's because he just had no agenda about it. For him, it was like, yeah, I'll try it, it's all good. He wasn't thinking, oh, this is evil, or he just was neutral. And that really makes all the difference. And for me, it was always a very positive thing. I got it as a child, and I was like, how cool is this to be able to speak to spirits, Little did I know you could also speak to many other beings beyond that. So it's just been something that I've used to really push the boundaries of consciousness. Thus, my fourth book.
We did an interesting, a couple weeks ago, we did a session that actually addressed evil in kind of an interesting way. But it said you need to, I can't quote it, but it said generally you have to understand that the evil is within you, and that your best gift to humanity is to tamp down that evil that is within you, and only look for the goodness, right? They're talking about peace. They're talking about peace.
I was going to say that passion, empathy, affection, compassion, and ethos is all within you.
Yeah.
Right. And it's your choice. It's free will. It's always free will, but what your source code DNA that you come into it, is what the guides teach, is that you come in with ultimately a love vibration. Now, what you do with that when you get here, and the choices you make, and what you learn and told and taught, that's what changes it for you. And they're saying you always have that ability to choose.
Okay. So say someone's using the board and evil spirit does come through and communicate with them. What advice would you give them? Like, how other than the obvious, how would they spot an evil spirit?
Well, this is what I say. Evil is really in the eye of the beholder, what people call evil, so I'm not going to take that away if they want to call it that. This is what I've learned. And I was a psychotherapist for years, and one of the things I used to work with people on was if they had any attachments. We do past life regression work, as well as in between lives, future lives, and we work with if there were attachments or any negativity in your life. And what we learned is that you can actually shift and change that by once you shift and change your own vibration. One of the things I tell people, if you use this tool and you feel like anything negative comes through, which you don't like, all you have to do is stop. You just need to stop. Don't engage. So what people do, Alex, they'll write me and say, and then this happened, and they told me this, and then they cussed at me, and they go on. And they were at least doing the board for 20 minutes. And I'm thinking, why didn't you just stop? So you don't want to keep engaging. So somebody comes and knocks on your front door and says, hey, you are this, you're that, I hate you, and well, you probably slam the door in their face and lock it and say goodbye. That's what you do
certainly
here.
Certainly done it for 20 minutes.
Yeah, take it, give me more, right. So you have to think about this logically and realistically. It's a permission to reach into other realms. It's a tool. It's really you. How do you want to guide this tool? How do you want to activate your inner abilities? And to what level are you going to use these? And are you going to say, if that's not what I want, you can stop. You don't have to continue.
We had a woman who wrote one time and said, my house is haunted. It's full of demons. What should I do? Should I move? And they said simply one sentence: take back your power. That's what they wrote, and she wrote Karen a week later and said that they're completely gone because I'm the one in charge here.
That's exactly right. Now, whether they were real, fabricated talismans or tulpas, it didn't matter. The thing was what she believed about it. That's the key here. It's what you believe about it. So you approach it from your belief system. If you think saging is good, I always say just stop the communication. If you think getting your crystals out is good, so I think what she did was she saged. She did a few things that were part of her.
But that's what got her power.
She got her power back. That's right. That's what it was. She pulled her power back, and she did not have a problem since. It's pretty cool.
There was one question that popped up in the chat just now. Someone said that this isn't a reading question; it's a general question. Someone said that they were using a Ouija board with their friends, and after she had left to go home, her friends told her that the board kept spelling out her name. I mean, she wants to know why that might be. To me, the most obvious would probably be that spirit was probably a friend or a relative that had passed away that was trying to communicate with her. Would you agree on that?
Absolutely. It could be that. It could be the fact that she was good at communicating. They wanted to talk to her further. It could be that the friend was even thinking about her and thinking, I really enjoyed doing this session with her, and so the spirit wanted her back. It could be a number of things. For example, here's a story. There's a woman named Betty White. This is Betty White from the early 1900s. She was at a dinner party with her husband, Stuart White, and after the dinner party, one of the hosts pulled out a Ouija board and said they were playing around with it, kind of goofing around, but it kept spelling out Betty, 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 Betty. And they said, Betty, the spirits are calling you. She's like, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. They said, no, come on over. She's like, she was so reluctant, Alex, to go over, but she sat down, put her hands in the planchette, and then started giving messages. And then it said, Betty, get a pen and paper. She went and got a pen and paper, and she started writing messages out. And so that's just an example of how they knew she had a talent to do this, a propensity to do this tool. Then she went home, used the Ouija board a little bit longer, did some automatic writing, and then she became a full-on voice channeler. And you guys can read more about her in the Unobstructed Universe and the Betty book, and they're free online, and Stuart White is her husband, so look under Stuart White and Betty White. But that's an example. So there's many reasons why the spirits might call out to you. It's either you have an ability to do this tool, they enjoy talking to you, they have a message to give you. As Alex said, they can be connected to you, and they want to bring forth the message as well.
Yeah, we talk about it all the time where it spells out the word kill, and they stop.
What could that mean?
Yeah.
It could mean kill the lights. I want the lights off. It could be, kill Roy. It could be something. They stop the message before they get the full message. And what's what I tell everybody? If you're listening right now, I always say, don't just take it for face value, especially when you're new at this tool. You're going to get gibberish. You're going to get things that are coming through your filters. You may be really, constricting your filters, and they're trying hard to come through, but because you're kind of, scared or have trepidation or a little fear, it's going to be hard for them to come through. Just write your messages down, and over time, let them develop. Just start developing relationships with what I said was a control or a bouncer or a gatekeeper. Then they start bringing the messages forth, and then you start seeing consistency and more accuracy of the messages over time. I would say there was one being I had. She was actually a deceased person. Her name was Wilma Jean. I do talk about her in this book a lot because we had 15 years together doing the board, and she taught me a lot about the afterlife and how to learn to work with the control. Again, I was reading none of this stuff. I was learning this all on my own, and she came in relatively early. But then as you evolve with this tool, you'll evolve with other beings. So a lot of people say, well, I have a guide, and sometimes I will say, well, you're going to have many guides. And they're going to come in and out of your life, and one may stay with you, a few may stay with you, but they come in and out as you begin to develop. So just know as you're learning to use this tool, they're learning to work with your energies, and it does take time. So just because it says it spells the word kill doesn't mean you got the whole message there. You probably are missing part of the message, So just keep that in consideration.
One question also that came up in the chat. Before I get to that, Connie, thank you for your question. Linda asked, is it true that because I can't remember what we did at the end of the last Ouija board session we did, at the end, do you have to say goodbye?
Right. It's always a great question to ask. Okay, so what do you prefer? I'm going to say that to you because you and your guides are going to figure out some type of strategy. So what happened with me is that this tool's always worked for me really well, even with my little friends. It never went to goodbye. It never went down here. What it did instead is it just stopped here. And I eventually asked them why, and they said because you say goodbye. You'll hear us at the end of the session. We will literally say goodbye. Thank you so much for the work tonight, the message you gave. And they just come here, and I'm so sensitive to this. I can feel the energy leave. It just leaves. But if you feel comfortable, then you can work it out with your guides, the spiritual work. You can say, hey, goodbye, and can we just go down to the goodbye so I know you said goodbye? And that's perfectly all right. It's not necessary.
Ironically, for us, they will use every letter on this board.
You'll see that tonight.
Except the tiny little letters here and the
right.
Goodbye.
They use pi, though, in
they don't use.
No,
It's
never.
just a place to go.
Right.
Okay.
So you'll see that they don't do that. It's just something we developed over the years, and I've been doing it that way. Oh my gosh, since probably. Well, they never have gone to goodbye, but this strategy we have now has probably been going since 1994 that you're going to see tonight.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, it's a great question.
Yes, thank you, Linda. I didn't have a question. Oh, yeah. Now, do Ouija boards... I mean, obviously, I know Ouija is actually the name of the make, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah. It's like jacuzzi. It's a hot tub, but jacuzzi is the name.
Or Kleenex.
So, I mean, some questions that people ask, or I've been asked, or that were on the chat last time, but I didn't actually get to them. Do Ouija boards have to be made out of anything specific, or do you have to do anything if you're making one to make them work?
I love that question because that's something people get caught up in sometimes. I understand you see by using. I'm using a traditional talking board, you guys. A traditional Ouija board made by William Fold Company. But no, I do a lot of videos on this, and we do sessions where we do this to show people. We don't even use this as always a planchette. We've used like for example this, and I've used this as planchettes. We've even used this as a planchette. So it's up to you. It's your beliefs again. Now, I will take a piece of cardboard or a paper sack, write random numbers or letters on there, wherever you do the alphabet, of course. Put them all over the board, and it will still find them all. I have a beautiful glass board. I have made out of an old tree that's rough sitting over there. I have. You've seen the metal ones?
We did a whole show.
We did the metal ones.
It was interesting because we would start a message on one board and
right.
one planchette. Stop. She would say stop right in the middle
I don't know what
of a word, a sentence. What didn't matter. We would switch boards.
Yeah.
And just continue on, and we went through 10 or 12 boards.
And it included the ones I made too.
It included one that's made on a paper sack. And when we read the message was perfectly cogent and clear. And
we're like, and we're used to that though. So okay, what's going to affect this tool the most, you guys, is your beliefs about it and about yourself. Okay, so if you believe you have to have a traditional board, then get one. And the other thing is, if you have a board that you really resonate with, for example, let me see, I really like my old 1973 board. It's sitting over there. I do like my pink Ouija, my glow-in-the-dark Ouija. Whatever board you feel the most comfortable with is the board that's going to work the best for you. I really like this board now because it's larger than my other board and has a lot of room where the planchette can go to the edge and not fall off. Other boards, it'll fall off. So it's really up to you. Experiment with it. Before you go out and buy a board, you invest that money, why don't you just make one on a piece of paper, cardboard, construction paper. I like pizza boxes or, packing material boxes, cardboard, and write on them.
The only thing that bothers me about pizza boxes is that I'm always afraid someone's going to sneak an evil spirit into my house with
Through a
pizza
pizza box.
delivery guy. Yeah.
I mean, one of the reasons why I asked that question is actually because Helena, my wife, is actually making one. We were driving down the road and basically someone had threw out a table, not a massive table, just a little coffee table, and we decided just to pick it up, take it home, and now she's painting it and putting a Ouija board on it.
So tell her, like the glass board that I
You
commissioned for her from a glass artist, and this is a woman who uses a dental tool. I gave her the outline, I gave her all the picture, everything I wanted. She does this upside down and backwards with a dental tool, left-handed.
Engraved in glass. It's really cool.
Right. So when you turn it over, it's just this beautiful thing on clear glass, right? Because all the ridges are underneath on the bottom. But I put in things like a question mark, a slash mark, a period,
comma.
I mean, you're gonna get to a point.
I put yes and no in the center of the board.
Yeah.
I put a heart where the planchette should stop. Things that were important to us.
Well, when we use the tool, but it's cool if you do use the element of the sentence structure with the periods and all those marks. That helps because in this board I don't have that. I have to slash through and figure out where the period would go. On that glass board, they'll go question mark, exclamation mark, they'll go period, comma, and And so that might be something she might want to add to the board. But let me tell you what, when it's done, Alex, I want to see a picture of it.
I will.
Awesome.
Sorry, I've actually got a glass engraver somewhere, so I might have to suggest that to her. We actually had a question, and it's a good question because I don't actually know the answer to this question. I say question too many times. What does Ouija actually mean?
Wonderful. So it actually is pronounced originally Ouija, not Ouija. But over the years, the naming is changed, so it's okay. It's kosher. It's okay to say Ouija, although it's originally pronounced Ouija. So what it means is this. This is what we believe. So there's a story that when they sat down at the board, the original founders of the board, Charles Kennard, Elijah Bond, and his sister-in-law, who's Miss Helen Peters, they sat down to use the tool, but before it even had its name, before it was even out there marketed and patented, and they said, what should we call you? And it's spelled out O-U-I-J-A. And so Miss Helen Peters, upon her neck, had this locket, and she opened it up, and she said, it says either spelled O-U-I-J-A, O-U-I-D-A, or it was something similar. And they said, were you thinking about that? She said, absolutely not. And then they asked the spirit, what does Ouija mean? And it means good luck. Egyptian good luck. So that name stuck, and they went ahead and took it down and had a patent and trademark with the Ouija name for that reason.
See, and me, when I first saw it and looked at it, and someone said, well, I wonder what that means. I looked at it, and there was we, as in yes,
For
in
French.
and ja, which is God.
Well, it's also yes in German, ja, jawohl.
But ja is a reference to God in Jamaica.
Okay, so Jamaica.
Yeah.
Okay, so you thought it meant yes, God.
Yes, God.
Oh, that isn't actually not. We never talked about that before. Those are all wives' tales. It does not mean yes and yes or yes, God. It means exactly what they said. Good luck or just Ouija. That's what it means.
I like mine.
Yours is clever. I never heard that before. That's a new one.
I just
Well, if you listen to any reggae music, they talk about Ja.
You're right. I know that.
I just assumed that I just assumed that he like stubbed his toe and went Ouija. Whatever. It's because I mean it's just like it's a random name, but it's a good name. I like it. And to people watching, sorry if the video freeze because every now and then I click on my Skype just to check everything, and when you click off Skype, it gets that little window, and when that little window comes up, it freezes it, so I have to close it. And sometimes I don't realise, so I apologise about that. Also, some people are asking questions that we've already answered. Now, please watch the video again when we're finished, so you can get those answers. So I don't want to have to ask Karen and Rodney the same questions over and over again. So I do apologise, but just watch the video again, and you'll be able to see see and hear those answers. Now, I know this is a Ouija board session. We're going to be doing some readings. I like to talk about the board beforehand because I feel that there's a lot of misconceptions with the board, and a lot of people don't know much about it really. I mean, I don't know much about it. I mean, I know a lot more now thanks to Karen, obviously, but there's a lot of things I wasn't sure about. There's a lot of things I didn't know exactly, and that's why I wanted to have a conversation about the board, and I wanted to talk about Karen's work. I mean, it's the least we could do, considering she takes time out of her schedule to do this for us. So, guys, I'm gonna say, start asking questions now. If you want to, press the wrong thing. If you want a reading, start asking questions now. There you go. That's what I meant to do. So I had a little. I've got some text that says "Ask questions now," and I pressed the wrong button. Right. So if you want a reading, guys, please ask us the questions. Obviously, I know some of you have already asked. Please ask again because there was some in there that I really wanted to get to because I know you all have things that you need help with. So I will answer.
We'll trust you as the moderator.
Yeah, I will do my best. Last time we had like hundreds of questions, and we were only able to answer like probably 10 of them because there was a lot. And obviously, Ouija board readings take a little while. So bear with us. I will do my best. Right. Okay. Karen, do you want to do what you usually do before the session, and I'll start going through some of these questions?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we're going to do before we get started, just so that you can watch. I always want to do an example so you can see how we do our sessions. People ask me this question all the time, and these are things that I've developed over the years, and they seem to, for me and my partners too, really help bring in the energy. So what we do is we start with the breathing exercise, and this breath was given to me from the guides, and it's about grounding yourself into the earth and then coming back into your heart where you feel love. I like to get us in a similar vibration, meaning you that are here right now, you that will be watching us later, and ourselves included, and then we put this energy around ourselves that holds us in that vibration. Doesn't matter if you watch this later, it's all about vibration and the vibration we set here, and this is part of how we do our intention. So the breathing exercise goes like this. I'm just going to tell you about it, and then we'll do it together. You breathe deep into yourself, and you breathe into your sacred area, your sacrum, which I call your sacred area, and you push it down into the ground. So as if you're rooting yourself in the ground, and that's your way to get grounded. Do a couple, 2 or 3 breaths to do that. And then once you feel in that space you're grounded down into the earth, pull your breath back up into your heart, and think of something in your life, someone, something, an experience. It could be a pet, whatever it is that you really feel unconditional love, or just a good feeling about that gets you in a higher vibration. Whatever that is, don't judge it. Don't just let it breathe. Breathe in and out, thinking of that situation or person or experience, because that's going to help you get in a vibration. All of this takes no more than just, 20, 25 seconds, 30 seconds. We're going to do that right now, and then I'll talk you through the rest of it. So I'm going to participate as well. Here we go. And then what we're going to do next, and don't worry if you're not quite there yet, you can still keep breathing as I'm talking. Rodney and I are going to grab hands. I call this a circuitry exercise. This is where I do the balance of the male feminine energy within ourselves, so it's about giving and receiving. His right hand is his masculine giving to my left hand. My right hand is giving to his feminine, his left hand. So we do this, and I just state, I do it, it's called an opening prayer, incantation, or an intention. And I'm going to state what I typically state. It changes every time, but I keep it really open to what we're doing tonight. So this is what I do. And you can just follow along and if you want to just close your eyes and you continue breathing. God, Goddess, Universe, Spirit, all of our guides and all those that are with us who have our best interests at heart. We are gathered here today, tonight, and whenever you watch this with Alex S. King, Rodney, and myself, and all of you out there who are participating or watching later. It's the American Ghost Hunter Show, and we're pleased to be here. We always come from that which is the white light. We surround ourselves in this white light. White light surrounds all of us here that are watching it now, participate now, or later. And we always reach out and ask to receive the highest, greatest of messages that will help us become and experience and express our greatest selves in the world. Maybe it's guidance, inspiration, love, whatever it is we need that's going to help us get to that next vibration of positivity, love, and white light. We always say thank you in the beginning for the messages received, and for this wisdom and inspiration and messages that come through, and for all of you here, these souls that join us. And so with that, we say thank you, and we may begin. And so I just like to rub my hands, get the energy flowing, and then what happens now, you guys? The guides like to come through and just give an opening statement, and they're going to say something to you guys, everybody here, and then at that point, we'll start taking messages. So if you're ready, are you ready, Alex?
Yeah, I'm just trying to copy and paste as many questions as I can.
Okay, then we'll get started. And once it's okay, this is them now moving. We don't push it at all. We let them come through. And what I'm doing over here with paper is I'm just going to be writing everything down verbatim. I call the letters as I go. That's my technique that I use. C, R, E, A, T, E, W, O, N, D, E, R, A, N, D, I, M, A, G, I, N, A, T, I, O, N, N I N Y O U R L I F E A N D M A K E S T R E S S A N D E V I L D I F F I C U L T A N D R A R E. Okay, see, it just stops there when it completes a sentence, or when it knows it wants me to read it back now. That's also what it does when it ends. So this is their opening statement to you. Create wonder and imagination easy and often in your life, and makes stress and evil difficult and rare. So create wonder and imagination easy and often in your life, and make stress and evil difficult and rare. I know what they're talking about. They're talking about you get to a vibration where you're creating more wonder and excitement and imagination, and you start getting to that level, these other things cannot come in. On many levels they can't come in. So that's your opening statement.
And again, it's it's just beautiful the way they word everything.
I know, it's great. And by the way, I will say this, I love the messages so much that I will release them on my website. If you go to my website, KarenADahlman.com, they're under moon messages, because that's technically the part of the collective I would call the moon, which is this beautiful feminine energy, and she feels flowy.
And also, I know you guys aren't angry watching, but apologise for the clicking on my typeboard, on my keyboard. Sorry,
I just thought that's what y'all called it.
Typeboard and typeboard.
No, it's the English is keyboard, not typeboard.
We say keyboard.
Yeah, I just wanted to explain, just in case people missed what was happening just then. Obviously, I just explained that you're doing a welcome message, and it wasn't a reading in case anyone thought they might have missed their name or anything. So yeah, there was just a welcome message, guys, so don't panic. Right, I've got a lot of questions, guys. Now, we can't answer everybody's question, because, I mean, obviously, it takes a lot of time, but don't worry, because this is the second time we've done this, and obviously Karen does it all the time. So if your questions are not answered tonight, I can only apologise. It's not personal, I promise you. I try to sort of pick them at random, not to show favouritism. I just basically copy and paste like ones. I don't read them, I just copy and paste them basically. Now, like I said, if you don't get a reading tonight, then we will be doing this again, I'm sure, at some point. But like I said, find Karen A. Dahlman on YouTube and on her Facebook, and look out for when she does other readings. Right, okay.
I also think real quick that the questions you pick will, whether you believe it or not, will be inspired for you to pick those particular questions.
I agree.
I tend to just sort of see, if I don't read them, if I see a question mark, then I just copy and paste it. So I sometimes I get the gist when I actually like highlight them. I get the gist of what the question is, but I never read them and think, oh, I'm going to answer that one, because I don't want.
It doesn't matter.
I don't want to. I don't want.
You're gonna intuitively pick the questions that need to be asked. And by the way, you guys, do listen to the messages, because you're gonna find gems in these for yourself. We always do.
Okay, so let's see who I've got first.
Okay.
Right, I have Michelle Norton Derman. She says that her sister recently died tragically. Obviously, I was very sorry to hear that.
Who recently died?
Her sister.
Sister.
Oh, wow.
And she'd like to know if there's any messages from her sister.
First I want to say my heart goes out to you. I'm very sorry to hear that. It's terrible. All right, so here we go.
So Michelle, if you're watching, pay attention.
That's right. This is for you, Michelle. And this is them coming through. Again, we're not pushing it. that letter wasn't right. Do you want to start back where you said T? Was TH right? Yes, TH. Okay, thank you. I-S-I-S-E-V-E-R-E-N-A-G-R-E-D. No, B. Thank you. O-N-D. W E W I L L A L W A Y. This is a different energy that came through of the group, so let's keep going with this. Thank you. S. Thank you. B E C O N N E C T E D I N W A Y S T H A T O N L Y W E W I L L U N D E R S T A N D A N D Y O U K N O W A L R E A D Y W E W I L L B E C O N N E C T E D A L W A Y S. Thank you. That was it. Okay. So what happened there, I don't know if you felt it. Did you feel any change?
You always do, and I never.
Okay, well, I felt the change. It was originally the collective talking, and then a new energy came through. So let's see what happened here. All right, so this is for you, Michelle. Siamese twins are simply a manifestation of the love that exists between siblings, and the closeness, if nurtured, is greater than almost human connection. Joined twins. Almost human connection. Joined twins are forced by their connection, while you two had to work for this connection. This is even a greater bond. Okay, your sister came through. I can see it now. We will always be connected in ways that only we will understand, and you know already we will be connected always. So there's a reason why she brought up this whole thing about Siamese. Well, the energy came through. The vibration brought up the message of Siamese twins, and even the closest of other kinds of twins. You get the sense that these two felt like they were twins.
I don't know. I'm getting siblings.
Yeah, but then they're saying that they brought the whole twin thing, which is not normal to bring up a twin thing with siblings unless it has to do with that closeness. So I'm thinking personally that you must have felt like this is what I'm getting, is that they don't bring up Siamese twins just to bring up the word. They're bringing it up because they feel like the energy you guys have is a bond that's that strong. Although you worked at it, it was a bond that felt like you were somehow like identical twins or Siamese twins. And Siamese twins is pretty intense. It's two joined all together, right?
Right, they say it's forced.
Forced, right.
I do believe they prefer the term conjoined twins.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, they did. And and they said that joined twins are forced by their connection. Well, you two had to work for this connection. There is even a greater bond. So they're giving the example how close that connection is when they're forced. Their bond is good as a Siamese twin, if not better. But even though they worked at it, so they weren't forced to. They chose to. So I'd be curious from Michelle, she felt like her sister, or feels like that. That's like losing a twin. Although maybe not literally, but it feels like that.
Mhm. Yeah, that can make it harder.
Super hard.
Because siblings can be close, but twins, they have their own, like, they're basically the same I know they look alike, but they're basically the same person. They usually think alike. There's twins that even date the same person because, why not, I suppose. But, so yeah, I can imagine how difficult losing someone who is basically your twin would be.
Yeah, or feels like that bond that a twin has, where you like answer each other's sentences, or finish each other's sentences, answer each other's questions without talking. I think it's a very close bond.
Michelle just said yes! Exclamation point! Exclamation point!
Okay, good. I'm glad you got that. Thank you for the feedback.
So yeah, we'll take that as good feedback. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
The
So.
guys don't need it. Sometimes I want it.
Obviously, I don't want to rush through these questions too much because I don't want to drain you and your guides and stuff too much. So there will be a little bit of talking in between the questions just to sort of give you guys a bit of a break, I suppose. So we'll get.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, because I'll do it. I do feel the energies more than probably he does, but he feels them too. So that's perfect. With little talking in between, it's always good, and then we can help you understand it better too.
Okay.
And then we'll just go to the next question.
There's someone in the chat, John. Just so you know, you might not believe it. That's fair enough. You're entitled to your opinion. Yeah. If you don't believe it, why are you watching it? Simple as that. And if you were paying attention, you'll just find out that the answer we just got through the Ouija board was spot on. So, you're entitled to your opinion. I understand that. But if you don't believe in it, don't watch it. Go and watch, I don't know, whatever on TV. So, right, let's get to another question.
Housewives of Orange County or something.
Yeah, go and watch that trash. I want to answer this person's question, but I'm afraid I'm going to ruin it. Oh, no. Okay, no. I know it. I know. Right. Colette McCardle. She's not from Scotland. I think. I know Colette. I think she's from Liverpool. Is my mum, Ethel, trying to get a message to me?
Okay. Here we go. All right, this is them. Here you go. This is for you, Colette. Okay, hold on, I'm going to explain this real quickly. I'm talking to them right now. When plan check goes down here, this is what I would call part of the collective, the angel. She's Mary Angel, and she comes through in a whole different vibration, so she enters this part of the board just to notify us when she's coming through. We can feel her energy, it changes, and so usually the angels take on the questions about the deceased. In the last case, the angel didn't have to come through because Michelle's sister came through. But in this case, the angel's coming through, so we'll see what happens, Clint. Thank you for waiting. Go ahead. T H E V E R Y R E A S O N T H A T I T I S I M P O R, it's fast. T A N T F O R Y O U T O A S K T H I S T R. Okay, back up. Go to what came after S? Thank you. Q U E S T I O N A T T H I S T I M E I S B E C A U S E Y O U A R E S U R E A N D Y O U D E S I R E C O N I, S, no, not an S, start over again. T, no, start with the letter I missed, thank you. I, T, S, M, E, L, L, H, E, A, R, T, A, S, T, E, I, T, S, H, E, I, S, A, L, L, A, R, O, U, N, D, Y, O, U, T, H, I, S, I, S, Y, O, U, R, C, O, N, F, I, R, M, A, T, I, O, N, N, O, W, A, N, S, W, E, R, H, E, R, W, I, T, H, O, U, T, F, E, A, R, O, R, R, E, S, E, R, V, A, T, I, O, N. Wow. Okay, so there's an intensity there when Mary Angel comes. Did you feel the difference?
Yeah.
You
No,
can
she's
feel that?
totally. I always feel her.
It's a very strong staccato, and it even makes me want to say the letters that way because it's fast and it's easy to miss some of the words and letters. Okay, so this is for you, Colette. This is what was said. The very reason that it is important for you to ask this question at this time is because you are sure and you desire confirmation that your mom, that's an English word, that your mom is calling out to you. You feel it, you see it, smell, hear, taste it. She is all around you. This is your confirmation. Now, answer her without fear or reservation. Does that make sense, Colette?
Yeah, let us know what you thought of that. I don't know if someone just asked a question about the EU, but we're not getting political on this, guys. So yeah, let us know what you thought of that answer, Colette.
Ironically, they take political questions and
They do.
They make it very universal.
It's very amazing. I don't know if I can do that. I can't do that.
At first, I read this as what's going to happen to. I thought someone was asking what's going to happen to the UK after we leave the EU, but I think I misread it. And to be fair, I don't want to know. So
Yeah, and I will say this too, Alex. People ask that question too about our political, what's going on in the United States or around the world, and what they do. They're not going to live our lives for us. They're not going to go, this is what's going to happen. It's really up to us at any moment with our free will to make changes in our lives.
Okay.
So I wouldn't waste their question on that, to be honest with you, because you'll get an answer that's not going to give it to you.
We have some questions about illnesses, and one in particular, someone asked that they've had a biopsy and they want to know if they're going to be okay. Now, I personally don't know if I feel comfortable in answering these sorts of questions because I don't know. I'm not sure if I feel comfortable asking these sort of questions. But how would you feel?
I hear where you're going with this, and I feel the way. I'll tell you, I feel that way too. I never want people to say this is medical advice, or this is what you should do for your life, and I can tell you, working with the guys are at a level of just everything's vibration for them. They're ethereal beings, never been in a human experience, so what they do is read vibration. The best answer you probably get from them is the vibration they read about you right now and what you feel, what choices you're making, how things are being affected in your body and your condition by your own beliefs beliefs, your own vibration. That plays so much into this, and so it gets, when we go down that path, it gets very spiritual, and it goes beyond just doing, communicating with the deceased. It gets into what your belief systems are, what kind of power, how you can be more empowered in your life. So that's the path that goes down, Alex, and it kind of changes the trajectory. It's up to you guys if you want to ask those questions to go down that path. We go down any path you guys want to go down. I don't hold anything back. I mean, I can't. This is them answering. So it's really up to a moderator.
They say that even when we go to our deepest, darkest places, they don't wait outside.
They go with us to those places. They join us there.
I think it's questions like that. I feel should be maybe reserved in a private session.
And I do agree. I do agree with that as well.
There's a lot of
sessions that we do. Other people do them. That where we go into those kind of details. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people watching. Obviously, not everybody watching is commenting. Obviously, and not to mention that it's not just Facebook. We have YouTube on there as well. And once it's online, it's there forever. And I just feel sometimes it's probably best just to leave it. But I mean, the people that want to know about their health, or I mean, the person in question that I was referring to had a biopsy, and they want to know basically, if they have cancer or not. If you guys want to contact us or Karen after the show, we'll arrange something where you can have something privately done, because I personally feel more comfortable with that. I think that's just for the best. But obviously, I wish you the best. I never want anyone to suffer any serious illness, never. So my heart is with you. We've all experienced something in our lives along that sort of story. So we can, no matter what it is, we can all relate to, especially with cancer. I mean, who doesn't know someone who hasn't had or is going through some sort of cancer treatment or something, So, so yeah, my heart goes out to you, and I do hope for the best. And contact us or Karen after the show so we can hopefully arrange a private reading. Now, obviously, you just gave a reading for Colette. She did comment. She said, "That's so true. That's my mum. She has been around me. I feel her energy, and I can't read that. Sport. I think she might have pressed the wrong key. She also spoke very fast, so thanks for confirming. It was very fast. I mean,
Angel's that way, but yeah, it was very intense and it was fast. And then she's also saying to you, Colette, now answer her. Well, Mary Angel came and said, now answer her without fear or reservation. So you need to start going, okay, Mom, I know you're here. I'm hearing you. I'm smelling you. I'm feeling you. I'm tasting you. And I just need, now I'm going to say, I'm going to receive your message. That's all.
Colette, if you can taste your mum, let us know what she tastes like.
Well, no, you know what? When I smell pot roast done a certain way, that's my mom.
Yeah, and obviously, because a lot of people used to smoke, heavily. I remember, I don't know who it is, but one of my relatives smells like cigar smoke, and you can taste it as well. So no, I know what you mean. I was just being facetious.
You're being funny. That's pretty Schumer.
Good one.
Yeah, we're known for our dry wit.
Yes, we love it. I love Monty Python.
Well, that's not really dry. What is it? I don't know. Dry. It's a mix of craziness and dry wit.
Yeah, that's them.
Okay, we have a question. Obviously, a lot of you are asking your questions over and over again. Don't worry, that's not going to bother me. I understand you want to be answered, and I do recommend that you ask the questions more than once. So, keep asking, and I will do my best. I have a whole list, and I don't think we're going to be able to answer every question because we simply don't have the time, guys. But like I said, keep in contact with us. You can follow Karen. There'll be more Ouija board readings from Karen. So just, look out. Subscribe to her channel on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook. Follow her on Facebook. And at some point you will see another Ouija board reading pop up, and you have another opportunity to get your question asked. Now, I have to apologise because I'm going to butcher your last name. Louis De Fresnay, I believe it's Louis de Fresnay. My life is a complete reset. Lots of things have happened in 6 months. Anything you can tell me will help me so much, please. I really need this help. Thank you very much. And he goes on to say, I live in the White Mountain National Forest in Lincoln. NH. What's NH?
That's New Hampshire.
Okay, cool.
Is this our country, USA?
there's a Lincoln. There's a Lincoln.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
There's a Lincoln in the UK as well, in its county of Lincolnshire, not Shire, Shire. So yeah, let's read that again. My life is a complete reset. Lots of things have happened in 6 months. Is there anything you can tell me will help me so much? So
all right.
It's kind of open ended.
Yeah, it's okay. They got the vibration. Here they go. They just read vibration. This is them. And they're thinking. Here we go. This is for you, Louie. Wait, go back. Which letter? C. Thank you. L-O-S-E-L-Y-B-Y-T-H-E-N-I-G-H-T. Sorry, is that you gotta get on the letter E. Sometimes they swipe over letters and I don't know what they're doing. E, A, thank you. C, H, I, S, A, R, E, S, E, T, W, I, T, H, A, N, I, N, F, I, N, I, T, E, N, U, M, B, E, R, O, F, R, E, S, E, T, S, I, N, B, E, T, W, E, E, N, S, O, M, E, M, O, R, E, P, R, O, F, O, U, N, D, T, H, A, N, T, H, E, O, T, H, E, R, S, N, O, N, E, I, S, M, O, R, E, I, M, P, O, R, T, A, N, T, T, H, A, N, A, N, O, T, H, E, R, J, U, S, T, M, O, R, E, V, I, S, I, O K B. Wait, sorry. Was that a B? Yeah, thank you. B A C K T O O T H E R R E S E T S E S P E C I A L L Y. Let me turn the page. Okay, thank you. Go ahead. T H O S E T H A T M A Y H A V E S E E M E D I N S I G N I F I C A N T F O R E A C H L E D O T H I S O N E A N D W I L L L E A D T O T H E N E X T B R E A T H S I G H E, oh sorry, F R E E L Y F I N D T H E I N D I V I D U A L I N S I D E S T A N D U P A N D M O V E F O R W A R D. Okay, wow. The energy, you feel different energy there, couldn't you?
You always do.
Oh, you don't? Okay, so I feel, he doesn't feel it, so I won't ask him, but I do feel the energy change. All right, Louis, this is for you. After the morning comes the noon followed too closely. By the night, each is a reset, with an infinite number of resets in between, some more profound than the others. None is more important than another, just more visible. Look back to the resets, especially those that may have seemed insignificant, for each led to this one and will lead to the next. Breath, thigh, freely find the individual inside, stand up and move forward. Wow, that's powerful. Alex, any comments?
Yeah, I think Louis was having issues trying to watch because he lost the feed earlier. But he did comment while you were doing his reading, so I hope he saw that. So Louis, if you could,
I was just going to say, in a nutshell, they're saying every morning to noon, followed by the night, is a reset. So this happens, this continues on and on. Your life is nothing but a chain of resets. Some resets last a long time, others go by quickly, but what they're saying is it's very common, and we tend to see the ones that are only visible to us because of maybe pain or hardship, and sometimes even great fortune. So we forget, there's always a reset going on, and it happens in our cycles of our seasons, of our nighttime, daytime, the evolution, revolution around the sun, and all that stuff. But they're saying especially look back to those that seem insignificant. So look at even those resets that that doesn't count, that doesn't matter. Look at those, and you're going to find if there was a continuation, or I like to call this a springboard, a stepping stone that allowed you to get to the next, and everything builds upon it, and you're going to look back in 5 years and go, got it. Now I know why I went through that. But you're going to do that throughout your life, right?
Right.
Exactly, yeah.
I like this first sentence.
Yeah. After the morning comes, the noon followed too closely by the night. Each.
Yeah, I think that's so.
Is a reset.
After the morning comes the noon, followed too closely by the night.
Yeah, it just happens so fast, but it's.
But that's the poetry that he's talking about.
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah. But that's also the reset in this case.
Yeah, is that talking about life? After the morning comes the noon, followed too closely by the night.
Yeah, and then you got to do it all over again.
Yeah.
Or you get to do it all over again.
Yeah.
You should work with some songwriters, because I'm pretty sure you'll be able to help them out with some lyrics by doing some readings. You know what I mean?
This sounds like a song. Make it into a song.
We talked to a rock guitarist.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
What was his group? You would know the
group. I can't
group.
remember now, but it was a very famous group. Don't ask me. Don't put me on the spot. But anyway, they talked to him in poetic language, and the guy totally got it. It was like that was the way.
I tell you, I don't know.
Unbelievable.
I don't know anyone else. I don't know if anyone else thinks the same way as I do, but it seems to remind me of a song by the Foo Fighters called "The Sky Is a Neighborhood." That's what it makes me think of when especially that last reading. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go and look it up. It's one of my favourite songs. Right, obviously we have a lot of people watching on Facebook, but we also have people watching on YouTube. So we're actually going to answer someone's question on YouTube now. Let me just get it up. The question, I mean. Okay, so the question is for Christina Wolf. She says that my dad died when I was 9. He had cancer. At the time, she prayed for Jesus to take him so he didn't hurt anymore, and she says that he died right then. And she's always felt as if it was her fault. And then in 2012, her mother died from cancer. And basically, I mean, she'd like to know if they're okay.
Well, okay, so this is for you, Christina. Boy, I'm sorry that you lost your dad so early on. Okay, so here we go. All right, this is for you. This is them. All right, again, it's coming down here. This means Mary Angel, who helps with the deceased, is coming through. I always put little codes in my columns. I put MA for Mary Angel. Okay, go ahead. S, thank you. U, C, H, A, L, O, B, I, N, G, F, O, R, Y, O, U, T, O, D, O, F, O, R, M, E, Y, O, U, R, E, M, O, V, E, D, M, Y, P, A, I, N, A, N, D, A, T, T, H, E, S, A, M, E, T, I, M, E, G, A, V, E, M, E, H E G I F T O F E V E R L A S T I N G L O V E T H A T Y O U H A D M E S, no, M E. Okay, sorry. Thank you. Y O U W E R E N O C A. Which letter? Is that a B or C? B. Thank you so much. B A N D O N E D I T W A S S I M P L Y. Got to turn the page. Thank you. Go ahead. W A S M Y N I G H T W E A R E T O G E T H E R A G A I N A N D W E W I, oh sorry, A, not A, I. W A, thank you. T C H O V E R Y O U D A I L Y S I N G O U T L O U D S M I L E O F T E N A N D F E E L T H E L O V E O F T H O S E B R O U G H T T O T H I S P L A C E. Okay, that's it. All right, so that was not Mary Angel. I believe this was your I think it was your father coming through the whole time, because the energy, once she went down there, it shifted to a different vibration. Such a loving for you to do. Oh, such a loving for you to do for me. You removed my pain, and at the same time gave me the gift of everlasting love. That you had me. You were not abandoned. It simply was my night. What was that? Was that night? Oh, it was simply my night. We are together again, and we watch over you daily. Sing out loud, smile often, and feel the love of those about we, that would mean your mother too, I'm assuming. Did I miss a word? Such a loving something for you. It makes me feel like there might be a word missing.
Yeah, look, yes.
Let me ask for if there's a word missing here. It looks like there could be. I don't know, but is there a word missing here? And if so, what is it? T-H-I. Okay, N-G. So it was such a loving thing for you to do for me. Remove my pain and at the same time gave me the gift of everlasting love that you had me. You were not abandoned. It was simply, it was my night. We are together again and we watch over you. We watch over you. Daily sing out loud, smile often, and feel the love of those brought to this place. So in other words, rejoice that they're with you. You know what does the guide say? And this is what the different deceased people tell me. It's no different than what you just heard here, is that they continue on. There is no such thing as death. Well, to us it seems that way. We think it's the end, but they're with us, whether we know it or not. I don't always pick up on them either, but they're with us, they're watching over us and loving us from that space, and they just transition into a new form, the form that you were before you came here, and so they're always going to be with you. And I just want everybody to have at least one takeaway when you hear these messages. Doesn't matter how they died, they're going to always exist with you. But that's a beautiful thing, and it's really telling you to rejoice. And you must like to sing. You must like to express yourself. They don't mince their words. They're choosing words specifically for the person.
I got it. It touched me.
Yeah.
Only because, I did exactly the same thing.
Like what?
When my mom was dying of cancer. And she was in so much pain. I literally walked out and screamed at the sky. It's okay to take her.
I'm gonna try and I know it's sad, Rodney. I'm gonna try and cheer you up. I'm gonna tell you a story about my who I never met, my grandmother-in-law. When she had cancer, she was so high on pain medication that she forgot to cook. Well, she had the family round for roast dinner. She put the roast in the oven and forgot to actually turn it on. So 2 hours later, they ended up ordering pizza. So
that's cute. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
You know this.
I mean, there was more crazy stuff she did as well, but that's just the one thing I can remember. She also joked that she was selling the medication on the street to one of her doctors, and they took it seriously, and that was a whole other thing. But she was joking. She became a lot more relaxed towards the end, so I've been told. I never met her, but I feel like I did.
You know what? When things are going completely wrong and everything looks horrible, order pizza.
And daily sing out loud, smile often, and feel the love.
But that's kind of my way of trying to make people feel better. I just tell them something ridiculously funny.
I appreciate that. Yeah, but I did. I walked outside and screamed out loud.
Yeah, I can imagine. That is a good way. That is a therapeutic way of dealing with things. Even if you're angry, just screaming into a pillow is pretty good. Although my chair just moved by itself.
Oh, lovely.
I even got my chair's doing it again. It's not a ghost. It's
well,
the
listen,
chair.
We had those spirits there last time, Alex. Do you remember your dog was telling you all about it?
Yeah, that was. No,
Remember
the
that?
chair is moving because it's broken. Right. That dog is not with me today. That's back with my dad because it was my dad's dog. Okay. Right. Obviously, we have so many questions, and someone said, like, is there a way where we can do shorter answers? But I just don't feel it's the same. Like, we can't just answer yes or no questions. And you know, I don't see the point in that personally.
I can't control this. I can't.
No, I know,
don't
exactly.
Say short question. You know what I do sometimes? I try to be funny and I tell the guys to say yes or no only, and they don't. It's like I made a connection with them where I gave them the floor to do what they want to do, and we've tried this, haven't we? We don't control. We can't control the length of the messages.
No.
The thing is, they're reading the vibration of who's asking the question, and they also are relating it to the whole group and how everybody else can be learn from it or absorb something from it. And so they're going to read that group vibration of those who in the future, those who are watching it now, and the person who's asking the question, and they try to bring forth the best message kind of encoded with the vibration that will resonate. So we never push that along.
Although their sense of humor is out of control.
It's hysterical.
We had a girl ask a question. She goes, and even in her question, she said, "I know this is a really long question, but blah 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 blah," and they went straight to yes.
To be funny.
To be funny. And stop.
And then they go, okay, da 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 da.
But to start, they said yes.
Okay.
And it was,
That's brilliant. I like the fact they got a sense of humor.
They're great.
Okay, right, guys. Just so you know, I'm not selecting the questions. I'm letting fate decide for me. I've copied and pasted so many questions onto Word, and all I'm doing is just with my mouse just going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, until it stops on one of them. So the thing is, I don't want to choose one, because I feel if I choose one, then I'm letting you all down. So, and I know some of you have asked more than once, which I said is fine, and I know you're asking really politely as well, and I'm really sorry if we don't answer your questions tonight. I mean, it is coming towards the end of the show, so I've selected 2 more questions that we can answer tonight, completely at random. There's no bias here or anything. I don't know them, so so I there are some people asking questions who I do know. Unfortunately, fate was not with you, so you're not getting your question answered. So I apologise. I just want to talk about one person quickly. Cheryl is asking about sleep paralysis, and she wants to know if my chair. She wants to know if there's evil entity or something affecting her during this time. Now, sleep paralysis is difficult because my chair. So many people.
We can't see what's
we
going
can't
on.
see. I wish I could have.
No, I know. I just keep getting lower and lower. Obviously, a lot of people experience things during sleep paralysis, and it's difficult to say that yes, it's demonic, or is it just the chemicals in your brain? The type of sleep that you're in, making you see things. And I mean, talk to us. Let us know where you're from. Okay, let the message the American Ghost on the show. Let us know where you're from. We'll see if we know anyone in your area or in your state or wherever you're from. We'll see if we can arrange a team to come around to your house, and we'll find out if there is something haunting you, or if it is just literally the sleep paralysis that's making you see things. Okay. The only reason why I'm responding to you is because you've asked so many times, and unfortunately, the fate was not on your side, and I didn't. In the random selecting, your name didn't come up. So
but in the end, she may be better off, because she may be part of a study for you.
Well, if not for me, for the team that go to her. I mean, we'll sort something out, Shell. So, Sherry. So contact the American Ghost Hunter show. Give us all the details, and we'll see if we can find someone nearby to get in touch with you, and we'll see if we can get a paranormal investigation team round to you. Okay, right. So one of the questions I selected at random. Just remember that. Where was it? It's for Cassie Rose. She says that my husband recently passed away suddenly, and she would like to know if there's any messages regarding him or from him.
Okay, Cassie. Again, my heart goes out to you for this. This is tough. Are you ready, Ronnie? All right, here we go. This is for you, Cassie. All right, this is the energy moving. That's them. WHATMAY. Sorry, no. Was that Y? Is that last letter Y? No. So I got M-A, okay, Y, H, okay, A, thank you, V, E, S, E, E, M, D E N T O Y O U H A S B E E N P A R G O F O U R L I V E S T O G E T H E R F O R M A N Y L I F E T I M E S I W I A, thank you, S B O R N T H E F I R S T T I M E M A N Y L I V E S C. No. B. Is that a B? Would you go back? It's C or B? B. Thank you. B E F O R E W E F I N A L L Y. Turn the page. Okay, thank you. Go ahead. W E M E T O N Y O U R F I R S T L I F E T I M E S O O F T E N I T H A P P E N S E, I don't know if that's an E, S I G O B E F O R E Y O U S O Thank you, N. Okay, I think I struggled with this a little bit because it was not the guy, it was not Mary Angel. This was actually, it was your husband. I can feel it. Did you feel that? Different energy? You're emotional. That's why I know you. See, he feels it. He doesn't always admit it. I can tell because he feels it emotionally. But that's one way of feeling. I get it, like, I get pictures too, and so I know that this was your husband. Okay, so Cassie, this is what was said. What may have seemed sudden to you has been part of our lives together. For many lifetimes, I was born the first time. Many lives before, finally we met on your first lifetime. So often it happens, I go before you so that you may catch up to my years. But I always wait for you, and we have reunions unlike most. Then we are reborn and find each other once more. Live a long and robust life as I am preparing for our reunion. So you guys have had many lives together, and I almost get a sense of humor from this, that he's saying, look, you got to catch up to me, so I had to go first, so you can catch up in years. So there may be some kind of like funny thing he might have said to you before about that, or maybe some competition, or who gets to the finish line first kind of thing. I got this sense of humor with this message as well. But it's such a beautiful message that he says, I always wait for you, we have the best reunion. So have a reunion early.
I like that.
I love he says, live a long and robust life.
Live a long and robust life. I am preparing for our reunion.
I like that.
He needs a little extra time to prepare.
He's getting everything in order.
That's right. That's right. I hope that helps. I mean, they have a sense of humor over there, and although we're the ones that are so sad we think they're gone forever, the truth is when they get over, they go, wow, that's really what this is about. I just switched energy, and how easy was that transition? And oh my gosh, I'm here, and I can do so much more than I'm not confined by the limitations of a mind.
I was actually looking for something about a rose.
Oh, interesting.
You know, but that wasn't it.
No, that wasn't it.
No.
But no, it was a great message. That was for Cassie. I hope you got that. If you, I hope you're still watching. Obviously, obviously I know this can take a while and stuff, and people come and go. I mean, she did say that she was watching earlier, so if that makes sense, please let us know. Right, what I've done, I have 5 more questions that I chose at random. Although I did base it a bit on people who said that they're still watching, so I knew they were watching. And I've assigned each question a number, and I want to know. Well, I was going to ask if you could pick a number at random using the board.
Here. Well, here we go. Guys, you can pick the number. Go ahead. Okay, so we want
Okay.
number one.
Okay, well, this one is for... Drum roll, please. Are you ready, guys? Sorry if it's not you. This message is for Cheryl Flagler. I really hate... Can you people watching get better last names, please? That I can pronounce. This is for Cheryl Flagler. She got bad news last night that a friend went to... oh, bloody hell, I've deleted some of it. Hang on.
Okay, no worries, we're here.
Control Z.
Right. Backspace. Copy paste.
Oh, her. Okay, it was her uncle. She got bad news last night that his friend went to check on him because he didn't hear from him, and he was been found dead. And he'd been there for days, and she'd like to know if there's any messages from him, and if he is with possibly her dad. And she says that his name is Regis.
Okay. All right, this is for you, Cheryl. Let's see. I'm sorry about the news, and I'm sorry about the loss in your family as well. What we call losses, actually, it's not. But I know how we feel. We all feel terrible when it happens.
Just one quick thing, because I don't want to say this once this message is done. We're gonna wrap things up and thank Karen and Rodney and everyone for watching. I know.
We're done here, we'll close the board.
Yeah, we gotta close the board.
I know a lot of you have asked questions, and I know a lot of you haven't had them answered. I mean, we simply don't have the time to answer all your questions. And I mean, I think it obviously it changed throughout the show, but there was at least, I at least had 20 to 30 people with questions on my notes anyway. So I'm sorry we can't answer all your questions, but this is something we're hoping to do more regularly. And obviously this is something that Karen and Rodney do all the time. So just Google Karen A. Dahlman, or find her on Facebook, if you Google her, you'll find her YouTube page. And hopefully if you guys speak to her and attend one of her live readings online, you can get your question answered. If not, we will be doing this again. I know someone asked if we would be. I mean, this is the second time we've done this, and there will be a third time, so don't worry, we will be doing this again. Okay, so Cheryl Flagler and just a reminder, a question, she'd like to know if her uncle is okay who just passed. She wants to know if he is with her dad, and she also says that his name is Regis.
Okay, so this is where the angel comes in. So here comes Mary Angel to help with the message. FAMILWAYS.
It's a fast one.
And yeah, this is Mary Angel D. She talks like this. Turn the page. Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead. GETHE R H E K N O W S T H A T Y O U W I S H T O K N O W T H A T A L K L I S W E L L K N O W T H A T I S. Okay, not S. Okay, go back to T's. Okay, got it. Hold on. I-T-H. Now, go back to this T right here. I circled so you can see it. I got nothing after this T right here. A-L-L-I. Thank you. L-Y. All right, there it stopped. Okay, so he did not come through. That's what I'm getting. So let's see what it said. Family always finds family on both sides. So know that they are together. As for a direct message, this is not the right time. However, he knows that you wish to know that all is well. Know that all is well, and that he will be in touch when the time is right. So look closely. So what's interesting, they use the word look, meaning not hear, and it's more of seen. So maybe it's just something you're gonna get. And I think it's gonna be more of your senses, like you're seeing, or just your ability to get an image. It could be dreams, but look. So they said, so when the time's right, so look closely. So I hope that helps. I hope that gives you some reprieve to know. I'm telling you, it's the message we get over and over again, is that once that transition happens, they are with loved ones from many lines in their life and lifetimes.
And they said, but the one thing that was interesting, they said that family seeks family on both sides.
Both sides.
So it is going to search out.
They're going to come get him, yeah.
But they're going to seek her as well.
Yeah, because she's
family.
on this side,
right?
And she's still family. Yeah. Exactly. The bond never ends, you guys. We just think it ends because we don't have that physical contact or that visual thing or always hearing. But the relationship never ends. It never ends. That love never dies. It's true.
Let's close the board.
Okay, so we're going to close the board right now.
And then we'll finish.
Yeah, then we can finish. This is what we do. We just say goodbye. The energy lifts and leaves, and I just say thank you too. So I say thank you everybody that came through. Thank you to the guides, and we just wish you well. We appreciate all your time with us. And thank you. Bye-bye. That's it. That's how we close. Now we're done.
All done. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
And there's so much love for you guys in the messages and in the comments and stuff. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I hope we answered your questions for the people who got their answers. We hope that your answers were good. Like I said, sorry if we didn't answer your questions, but don't worry, we'll be doing this again. I have shared Karen's YouTube link over and over again. I'll do it again. There you go. Just do it again. And just getting some feedback from the last two people we did readings for. Cheryl says thank you. Yep, and she said my dad was his brother. Thank you so much. And Cassie Rose, the previous one, you remember there was like it was like a certain thing that her husband joked about.
Yes, yes.
And she says, "Thank you very much. We always joked about who was going first, so we didn't get stuck with taking care of everything." Sounds just like him. So.
Oh my gosh! Well, he
there
did
you
it
go.
directly. That was him talking.
So there you go. It sounded just like him, and I mean, what more confirmation can you get than the person saying, you know, "Yeah, that's my husband talking."
Yeah.
So someone asked as well if you could help them win the lottery.
Listen, I'd be wealthier than hell if I could help you with the lottery. Trust me. But let me tell you this. I have to say this though, you guys. One time, okay, listen. I've used this board for such a long time. When I was a kid, I used to ask all kinds of questions like that. However, I wanted to win the lottery so badly one time. It was the very first time they had a lottery in Texas. And I was living there since back in the late 80s, early 90s. I had a dream, you guys, and got all the numbers. I told my boyfriend about it, wrote them all down, but could not remember the last one. The Powerball, whatever it's called. And I played it and I won. I won several $100s. Apparently a lot of people won that time, and the lottery was little because it was brand new in Texas. But you can win the lottery. You can get your numbers yourself. I did it in my dreams. Dream on it.
Well, I just said I'll ask that question for you. Yes, and congratulations, you're going to win $20. So thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Thank you so much to Karen and Rodney. I can't think of anything else to say. Obviously, the American Ghost Hunter Show will be back next week. Saturday, Greg will have a live investigation. He'll be on location in Kansas. I think it was Kansas. So check that out, guys, on Saturday. Keep supporting Paranormal Warehouse, guys, because it's not... I mean, obviously, I work my butt off for this channel, but it's not just me. It's everyone who takes part, works their butt off. And so keep supporting. Watch all the shows when you can, guys. So thank you for tuning in. Again, thank you to Karen and Rodney. We hope that the rest of your week is a good one. And we'll see you again soon.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.